Hi all. One of the more challenging questions in this homework 2 is the very last question in the homework. Finding the difference quotient, i.e. f of x, um, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, when the f of x is a fraction, say 2 divided by x squared. This is a little bit complicated, so let's just jump right in. So remember right here, we try and work this out in a three-step process. We want to go ahead and find f of x plus h. We want to subtract f of x and then finally divide by h. And so f of x plus h will be equal to 2 divided by x plus h squared, and f of x is going to be 2 divided by x squared. And so we get this formula right here, my difference quotient dq. Can I write difference quotient for dq? You won't think Dairy Queen, right? And so that would be equals to 2 divided by x plus h squared minus 2 divided by x squared divided by h. Now the first thing that I'm going to do right here is I'm going to work on the numerator. To add or subtract fractions, I need to have a common denominator. And in this case right here, there is nothing common about the denominators, and so I have to multiply by what's missing. So the first term right here is missing an x squared, so I will multiply by x squared over x squared. And then the second term is missing an x plus h squared, and so I will multiply by x plus h squared divided by x plus h squared. So with that being done right here, again, I have my denominator over h. I will have a new fraction, 2x squared minus 2 times x plus h squared over the common denominator of x squared times x plus h squared. Again, the denominators are now the same. And so that becomes my common denominator down here. And my numerator right here, I have 2 times 2x, which gives me 2x squared. I have 2 times 2x plus h squared, which gives me 2 times x plus h squared. Alright, so with that right here, I actually like to make a small change to the problem right here, and that is I got to work this thing out right here. What is x plus h squared? Well, x plus h squared is x plus h times x plus h. After you've done enough difference quotients, you get tired of doing this x plus h plus x plus h. But anyways, x times x is x squared, x times h is plus xh, h times x is plus xh. We put them together so they look the same. And then h times h again is plus h squared, which leaves me with x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And this right here, I will insert for my x plus h. And so I get 2x squared minus 2 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And that's being divided by x squared times x plus h squared, and that's been divided by h. Now if you're like me, after a while you get tired of dividing by h. And so what I will do, instead of writing out this long line and then dividing by h, I'm simply going to write the division symbol divided by h. This whole thing, in the end, we're going to divide by h. We'll just do that later. So that's a small but key change to helping us with this problem. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute the negative 2. and then simplify. Whew, this is a long problem. So that's 2x squared minus 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared divided by x squared times xh, x plus h squared, and again divided by h on the end. Whew. If you look very closely at the numerator, there is a small change. I have 2x squared minus 2x squared, so those will cancel out. And so that is equals to negative 4xh minus 2h squared divided by x squared times x plus h squared. And now I'm going to multiply instead of divide. Remember, when you're dividing by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. Keep, change, flip. Yeah, that's the action. Those two things are equivalent. Dividing by h and multiplying by 1 over h is the same thing. If I divide 10 by 2, I get 5. If I multiply 10 by 1/2, I still get 5. So those things are the same. And then from here, I cancel h's. So h here, here, and here cancel, and that's the last step. So my final answer, after 5 hours of hard back-breaking work, will be negative 4x minus 2h divided by x squared times x plus h squared. Go ahead and give yourself a pat in the back because you have skills. Again, you can also simplify this by factoring out the minus sign if you want to. And so you can write as negative 4x plus 2h divided by x squared times x plus h squared. Both answers are acceptable, whichever one you please. Thank you for your time. Good luck. Go get 'em.